Hey everybody, Sunny here, and if you haven't had the chance to go see it yet, the Batman just came out. Or if you're watching this later, it came out in 2022, March 4th to be exactly, and wow, that movie was really good. Really dark for a PG-13 movie. Thought it might have been a rated R, but nonetheless, really good. Batman was an icon in the 80s and 90s, and when I was growing up, he was a legend to me, and you know what? He's still a legend today. The Super Nintendo was not shy when it came to the Caped Crusader. There were 3 games that came out for that console, and we're going to check them out real soon. But before I do that, I do have something special to mention here. Did you know that there were 2 unlicensed prototype games for the Super Nintendo that involved Batman? Yeah, that's crazy. Well, we're going to go ahead and jump right into all of them. I'll show them for you as a showcase. Do these Batman games really hold up with the rest of them? Or do they stand out on their own? I don't know, but we're going to find out. Let's just get right into it. The first Batman prototype game was created by Software Creations, which was a British game company under Acclaim Studios, which brought us many games under the Super Nintendo system. But yes, this one was canceled. Interesting. Well, I have access to it, so let's give it a shot. First thing I noticed was its huge sprite, which isn't too bad looking at all, and it's trying to be some kind of beat 'em up. And you can tell it was not fully developed due to the absence of sound. I thought bats could hear. Maybe I'm looking into this too much. Oh my gosh, I'm getting my bat butt kicked. I'm not going to make it. Oh, I have unlimited life. I'm the best bats. Whoa. Holy moly, Batman. I try to do a power up and it glitches. What is going on here? Feels like I've taken a gallon of LSD. On the last screen, you get to fight the Joker, and your enemy is like this biker game named Alfred? What? No, Alfred, why did you join a biker gang? Oh man, you didn't have to resort to joining a gang. I could have been a better master, a better host, or whatever to you. Don't go down this path, I'm begging you. But man, did you get jacked. But after that, this game is basically over. It just repeats itself. Definitely unfinished. Wow. Well, that sure was terrible. I wonder what's next, though. Batman Return of the Joker. This Batman game was fully developed, just unreleased. It's basically a port of the NES game with the same title. The one that's a sequel to the original awesome NES game, just labeled Batman. What's really cool is that in this game, it's actually pretty fun. The sprite work looks well done, and of course, there's sound. And there's music. The gameplay is just like the NES game. All you do is shoot. This isn't Batman. Batman doesn't go around just blasting people with some sort of laser gun or something like he's Iron Man or something like that. The controls are a little delayed, but not too bad. It doesn't ruin the gameplay. You just jump and shoot, kind of like an old Mega Man game. Eventually you gain different power-ups for your blaster. And check this blue one out. It goes nuts when you charge it up. The obstacles and enemies are hard too. There's almost no way to avoid these gargoyles without getting hit. Oh my gosh. You just go throughout the level blasting things. And you know what? I'm actually having a lot of fun playing this game. This is wild, pure chaos, and it's awesome. But it just doesn't seem like a Batman game. One of the things that I don't understand is there were barely any Batman villains in this game. I know I don't know every comic, and I've read a few for sure, but who is this guy? For real, I had no idea who he is. It reminded me of some sort of Elvis character. The setting is a little weird too. Where am I? How does any of this relate to Batman or its lore? Who are these robot people? Why am I on a bike that flies? I don't remember Batman inventing this. So many questions. Eventually you get to the final stage or boss and you fight the Joker, like the only one real Batman villain in this game. Again, the sprite work is done really well and it's the easiest boss.
Watch. The first phase, you figure out the pattern. It's pretty standard. But the second phase, I just stand and shoot up. He has no chance. I guess the developers didn't have a chance to fine-tune the programming of this boss fight. Well, anyways, it's a fully fleshed out game that's fun and has great visuals. I'm kind of impressed, but I can see why it was unreleased and how it even, pertains to Batman at all. I just don't know.
No, I think the reason being was because these games actually had the license from Nintendo to be made on their platform. So, yeah. First, we have The Adventures of Batman and Robin. This one was made by Konami, and it's based off of the Batman animated series from the 90s. Yeah, I'm talking the super awesome Batman 90s cartoon that I grew up with that gave us some of the best voice actors of all time, and Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy. Oh my gosh, yeah, and not to mention some great movies like The Mask of Phantasm, and it also gave us Batman Beyond. I mean, that didn't even come into the comics until way later, and man, it just goes to show how great the writing was for this cartoon, for this show, and I think I'm getting ahead of myself, but let's just check out the game.
It sucks. What a massive disappointment. Why does this game suck? Well, where do I begin? It's just extremely hard. Even though you're running, it just feels like you're moving like a slug, and you can't find a way to jump over obstacles correctly or swing with your grappling hook. This game is just run to the right and beat people up. I don't understand how to use this grapple hook and swing. This is impossible to figure out accurately. I'm just getting so frustrated. So eventually you meet up with Joker and you have to punch bombs back at him. What is this? I have batarangs. I just have all these items and I don't use it. I even have my own fists. But I have to punch bombs back at the Joker? It actually makes more sense to run through the public with a giant bomb over my head. Yeah, Batman actually did that.
Everyone, flee for your lives!
After hours of figuring this out, eventually you see the pattern and you beat the Joker. So you get to the second level and now I can't even attack with my fists? Why? Why is this game not utilizing Batman how he should be? The only thing I can do is throw these batarangs, and it just stuns the enemy. Health is very scarce in this game. Finally, I find a heart. That's it. That's all the health I get. Not a little more. Maybe a piece of chocolate. That might help. No more health. That's it. That's it. That's it. At least the title screen had the right music. Moving on.
Well, that was a travesty. Some of these games just need to go back to Arkham Asylum. I'm not done with these Batman games just yet. I got 2 left, and they were both movie-based Batman games. Well, how will these be? The night is darkest before the dawn, and we're about to hit midnight.
This is the sequel to Tim Burton's Batman. It's Batman Returns, made also by Konami. This one is awesome. This one rocks. It's a side-scrolling beat-em-up, the right kind, my favorite kind, and it feels so good beating up clowns. Yeah. Also, this takes place during Christmas time too, so technically it can be a Christmas game, maybe? Just put your favorite Christmas music in the background and have at it. This game is mostly side-scrolling beat 'em up, but sometimes they switch things up and turn it into a shooter. Just throwing you batarangs at enemies. I see what they were trying to do to switch up the gameplay, but I wish they just kept the core gameplay as a beat 'em up because it never gets old beating up all these goons as Batman. Catwoman boss is extremely hard. She took away 5 of my lives here. I'm not the cat, I'm the bat. But yes, the game is difficult. It isn't that long though, but it's also beatable. I would say the difficulty is challenging, but it's beatable, like I said.
Well, it looks like I couldn't tell time or sunlight because that game was actually really good. It's giving me high hopes for this next one. Who knows? Maybe it's getting light. Or again, maybe it's slipping deep into the night.
Well, first off, this one is made by Acclaim, the company responsible for porting the Mortal Kombat games to the Super Nintendo. So already heading into the right direction. But what is up with this music intro and menu? Normal game? Medium? What is it trying to tell me? Yes, I want a normal game. And I get that medium is trying to display the difficulty, but I was legit confused on what these meant. Normal? Normal games don't do this. It has to be more clear. This is not a good start. So you get into the game. Immediately, I see what's wrong with the game. The controls are backwards. They programmed a fighting game controls as an action/adventure platformer game. Like, you press up to jump. You don't do that. Everyone knows in Nintendo, on platformers or adventure games, that you press B to jump. That's A on Xbox and X on PlayStation. The point is, these controls don't work for a game like this. So yeah, it's another side-scroller beat-em-up and action platformer, like I said. And to be fair, despite the messed up controls, it actually feels like you should when you beat up enemies. It's quite satisfying. But outside of that, this game gets wacky. For one, why is the art direction and sprite work digitized actors? Again, referencing Mortal Kombat here. I can blow up this wall just by kicking it? Wow, that must be a powerful kick. This dude just grabbed me in the groin. Oh my gosh. Well, anyways, this dude falls from the sky. Man, these are some acrobatic convicts. I get to a point I don't know what to do sometimes. I end up ducking and I don't know what else to do. I'm just trying to get down. The combat is smooth, but the level design is horrible. I know something exploded down there. That's where I'm trying to go. I just don't know how to get there. Why can't I just go down? I must have done something wrong. So, anyways, I just restarted the game. I get to the same spot and again, I can't go down here. I've done it once before, but why can't I do it again? This is literally 2 minutes into the game, and I've been at this for 2 hours, and I'm not exaggerating. So I went on the internet, and guess what I found out? You have to press R and down. What?
You know what? I can't believe this. The hardest part of this game isn't a boss, isn't level design, it's the controls. And that's a real issue when it comes to game designing. Oh my gosh. Well, I figured most of them out, so let's just play the rest of the game.
Some of the enemies in level 2 are hard. I'm in the bank and out of nowhere I get chainsawed in the nads. And to top it all off, there are no continues. Luckily, I have a level select code to see the rest of the game, and it goes very basic like this. You go from the subway to the Batcave to some warehouse, circus, just doing the same things, running to the end and pressing a button or leaving the map. The last level is Riddler's Lair, where you fight Two-Face and a buff Riddler. What is this? This is ridiculous. Seriously, this is monstrosity right here. What am I looking at? This wasn't even in the movie. This is terrible. Well, anyways, outside the controls, there really wasn't much to say about this game. It's just very dull and uninspired.
Well, that's all the Super Nintendo Batman games. The only one I can really recommend is Batman Returns. That one definitely holds up to the game. The other ones, just stay away. Just stay away. Don't even look at them. The night always comes and crime must be stopped. And that's why these bad Batman games need to be exposed to the public. I need to show you how bad some of these games are just to stay away from them, to rid the evil filth forever. That's why I must never stop. I must always show you what games to play and what games to not play. This is my duty. This is my calling. I want ice cream.